10-star General and Sharon Mango, bringing us live conversation shows. STRB Radio Podcast, raising awareness so we can know. We want to know what's going on. Know through word, power, and song. We want to know things in our community. STRB Radio Show. Enough respect from Amanda J. Christos to 10-star General and Sister Mango.
Greetings, one and all. Greetings. I'm your host, 10-star General. We are back on a Saturday, and it is the 28th of June. It's kind of like a happy, sorrowful day. Happy in the sense that today is Sharon Mango's Earth Strong.
Yes, it is.
So we know somebody's going to have to sing happy birthday to you, but
Well, somebody is.
I have the remedy.
Oh, do you?
Yes, man. Don't worry yourself. You just kick back and relax.
Okay.
I want to bless up everybody who might be logged in at the moment. We have a few people out there who is logged in. Do remember, share the live, share it with your neighbors, share it with your friends, share it with your family members. Okay. Today we are going to speak to one of the biggest vloggers out of Jamaica. One of the biggest YouTubers out of Jamaica is a huge philanthropist. He is a very good friend of mine, and he goes by the name of Big Stowell. Hey, I got to get some sound effects for you, Big Store, man. Don't worry yourself. Let me see. Here we go.
Yes.
I tell you what, it's always an honor to have you on our show. I think a long time ago, I had said to you, Jamaica is in dire need of somebody like you to do all the things that you do, that I know you to do. Man, you got a heart of gold, And you know what I've said to you. You're a mighty man with a big heart. And it really was touching to me because we had a mutual friend who goes by the name of Purple Man. And I know what you did for Purple Man. And to know that there was this maybe feud between Yellow Man and Purple Man, you were able to heal that. I salute you.
First thing first, I must say, happy birthday to Sharon. Happy birthday to Sharon. Happy birthday, Sharon Mango.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you. But she's a jolly good fellow. She's a jolly good
lady. She's a jolly good lady. And so
see all of us. Happy birthday, Sharon Mango from Jamaica.
Let's just bring briefly in Norman Gentles. Norman, how are you doing, sir?
Greetings. I am doing fine. I'm doing well. I'm in some good company. Look at Big Stone, big smile on his face, and you, 10-star, and of course the wonderful, delectable, the delightful, the dynamic Sharon Mango.
Thank you.
And I second Big Stone with that. You are so beautiful. And happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I must ask you though, what type of mango are you? Or should I not be asking that question?
Well, here's the thing. I represent all. Who like Julie means Julie. Who like East Indian means East Indian. I represent all of them.
All right. Even the Floxy want them too?
Eh?
Even the Floxy want them too?
Floxy want them too. The
The
Floxy
Floxy
want them
Mango.
too.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you
Bless
what.
you.
Oh man.
We're gonna knuckle down with the show because we have some sensitive topics to talk about. It's something which I know is dear to Big Stone's heart. It's something dear to all of us. So anything you hear on this show is just the views of us who is here. All right. Big Stone is the man with the boots on the ground, so he's going to be sharing what went on during Junior Byles' funeral. But also, we're going to try and get an insight as to we're going to wheel and come again from way back when to where we are today. All right. Now, Big Stone, like I say, you're a man who has a heart of gold, you know, and I sometimes wonder because you have also put your life on hold with your own personal family. I just want to put that out there, to be there for the people in Jamaica. And I know the story behind that. My first question to you would be, why do you? I don't know if it's why do you or how do you, but why is it you do what you do for all these people, especially for somebody like Junior Byles?
Well, I migrated to the United States in 1980. And as soon as I got there, I suddenly found out that I was a black man in the United States of America.
Right.
And I started to dwell deeply into who I am as an individual. And I begin to find myself. And one of the first quote that I heard was a quote from John F. Kennedy, the youngest president, that says, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." And that kind of dig deep into me. And I said, I know I'm living here now permanently and legally in the United States of America. But I
Right.
think my purpose really and truly is back home in my own country. And if I'm going to work assiduously and even work to the point that I might give up my life, I prefer to do it on my own soil and for my own Jamaican people in Jamaica. Not that I'm not for black people right across the diaspora and the rest of the world, but I want my services to be felt in my own country. Um,
Mm,
I came home, I self-deport myself
mm,
and come home to a country that I love dearly and closely to my heart.
right.
Now, Junior Byles, I grew up as a young man listening to the great songs of this great legend, this great icon.
Mm,
Songs like Beat Down Babylon, songs like A Place Called Africa, songs like Curly Locks, songs like Fade Away, songs like Rasta No Pickpocket. And when I heard those gems of a song, and then immediately after, I saw on media people ridiculing this man. I was taken aback. I said, that cannot be our legend and our icon that gave us so much work. And I started to research as to what happened to Junior Byles, as to why people are not loving him up in the streets and not respecting this man and giving him the flowers and the iconic statue that he deserves. And when
mm,
I dig deeply, I found out for over 40 something years, Junior has been suffering from mental conditions.
mm,
And I said, I have to do something. I have to regain his dignity. I have to educate or re educate the world as to who is this man that is walking the streets, sometimes barefooted, sometimes naked, I was told. And I said, I have to get
mm,
to this person. So about 10 years ago, I went to 20 Delamere Avenue. That is where his father's lived. His
right.
father was alive at that time, and his sister
Mm,
Janet was there. And she put up one of the biggest resistance when I walked through the gate and said, "Can I speak with Junior Byles?" She said, and where you want me, brother far? Where you
mm.
come from? Are you one of those who just come and take him out to a dubplate studio?
What
And
year was this?
10 years ago would put us back, what are we now?
So that would be 2017, something like that.
Yes, about 2017.
Okay.
2017 would be 8 years ago, 9 years ago. So it would be
Right.
about 2016.
2016, right.
Right. And I said to myself, I have to do what I must do. And I explained myself to her. I told her who I was, I told her what my intentions were. And somehow we connected. And I was not angry at her for being rebellious, being overly protective of her brother because of the abuse that they did
Right.
put on this man.
Mm.
He lost his eye in the streets because people didn't even recognize that this is the great, great, great Junior Byles.
Right.
You know, and I just fell in love with him and start working with him and the family ever since.
But share with us, you know, the beginnings of his music career, because like many of the artists who emerged out of Jamaica, especially many that I've, you know, interviewed, whether legends or icons in the past, many of them didn't get what they were due, right? So whether it was publishings or royalties, they were stifled out of what was rightfully theirs. Now, I'm assuming, without knowing, that Junior Byles falls into that bracket too, right?
Well, as to the expertise side of that, I'm going to leave that to my dearest of friend Norman Gentles because that's his portfolio. But I can tell you that Junior was born on the 2nd of February, 1948. And he was born in Jonestown in Kingston. And he grew up as a young boy watching his father as a mechanic. And then he fell in love with music and started to do things by forming a group by the name of the Versatiles. They entered the Jamaica Festival Song Competition, didn't do too well, moved from one producer to another till they got connected with producers like Lee Scratch Perry. And some of his greatest hits were produced by Lee Scratch Perry.
Right.
And I don't know how Junior did this because he was in and out of mental institution right along. Babylon, mental institution, curly locks, back and forth, and so on. So he wasn't in control of his faculties to understand not show business, but the business of show. And that is why I'm so happy because you didn't tell me that Norman Jenkins was going to be on.
Last minute thing.
But it was a great last minute gesture. Just see Norman Jenkins here. He can better with his vast amount of knowledge. Tell us what went wrong. How come these artists, because they were just about themselves, hear themselves being played on the radio for the first time, doing a stage show. That's all they were about. They didn't know anything. Alton Ellis didn't know that Mirel was a hit from 1957. It was 1959 or thereabout when he went into London and he saw people coming out with Stretch Limousine and giving him all the accolades and so on. He didn't even know he was this big of a star. So the producers, those producers back then would be the songwriter for some of these songs. They didn't know nothing about how these songs were written. You understand? And they would take the rights of these artists. Again, like I say, Norman Gentles would be the perfect person to answer that question.
Right. Bless up. Yeah. So to carry on from what Stone is saying, many of the artists, actually, before I go into that, you know, as you were talking about mental illness, in the music business, in Jamaican music business, there have been several artists that suffers from mental illness. Case in point, the great Don Drummond, you know, who was in and out of Bellevue, the mental health institute, for many years. You know, he would be in the community, but he was on medication for some reason. He had medication. How Junior wasn't picked up and given medication, I don't know. Because you had Don Drummond, as you know, recorded numerous classics with the Scatolites, and he suffered from mental illness. He had a mental illness, and he was in and out of Bellevue. So I'm not sure how Junior fell through the crack, as it were.
No, he didn't fall through the crack. He was in and out of Bellevue as well.
Okay. But
was
but
a
he
mountain.
didn't have continuous care then. He probably didn't have continuous care. I think
No.
that's what it was. He didn't really have somebody who was actually caring for him, making sure that he's clean, you know, his hygiene is okay, he's eating properly, he's taking his medication, providing, because I guess in Jamaica you have to pay for your medication, so that might have been a problem. Regarding his royalties, unfortunately, even the producers, a lot of the producers didn't know much about the music business, you know, and that was one of the problems back in the early days. Many of the Jamaican producers, all they know, they send music abroad to people like say Peckins, press up the pressings that they pressed up in Jamaica. Peckins in London was selling their music. A record company might pick it up, like Island Records. And when it comes to who wrote the song, they usually just put any name that came to mind, they just put it in,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we had some unscrupulous record companies right here in London, you know, that actually knew about publishing, you know. For example, you know, you have a song which is split into two. I mean, when a lot of people might have heard about royalties, the revenue that you earn
Right.
whenever a song is played, whether it be a live recording, whether it's pre-recorded, or nowadays it's streamed, right?
Right.
It kind of sounds simple, but when people start talking about the different kind of royalties that can be earned from a song, it's a different subject altogether, and that's when it gets complicated.
Right.
Um,
Now, would they have been made to sign a contract?
more than often, yes,
Right.
definitely. That they would have been, but half of the time they didn't know what they were signing,
Yeah.
because you know there's a particular word that's always in a contract: perpetual, eh?
Yeah.
Perpetuity, which means forever.
Right.
And when a man on the corner hasn't just finished school, not even finished school, you know, he composed a song, the studio loves the song, they record the song, the song's pressed up, he gets 10 shillings for the recording. As far as he's concerned, that's what he's earned. Yeah.
Right.
It gets to London, where, you know, 50,000 copies are pressed up. That's mechanical royalties right there.
Right. Right.
50,000 copies, you earn mechanical royalties from
Right.
those pressing. The equivalent to that nowadays is streaming, like Spotify. Every time a song is streamed, it's earned mechanical royalties.
Yeah.
Yeah. But many people don't know this, you see. And unfortunately, sometimes you find a record company in cahoots with the producer, you know, so that the record company might pay, say, a Bunny Lee to take some money back to the artist. But when it reaches the artist, there's hardly anything there. So guess what? Why, you have to go record another song, you know, and he records another song. In the meantime, the record company in London has registered the song with the Performing Rights Society, you know,
Right.
PRS, or any one of those, in America, ASCAP,
Right.
in Canada, CCAM, and so on. And they're earning royalties for performance, mechanical, and, as I say nowadays, digital. The artists don't know about these things until they might travel.
Right.
Then they realize, oh, the business side, I know nothing about the business side of it. So you rely on the producer, who at the time, because of his ignorance, don't understand the business himself, and because he don't
Right.
want to be ashamed that he's a big man in the community and he don't know about the music business,
Right.
you
Right.
know. So he's kept that way, you know. The artist is kept in poverty, basically, you
So,
know,
so,
because
so, so, do we know? Like, let's use a particular song by Junior Byles, "Beat Down
yeah,
Babylon." Right
yeah, yeah.
now, would Junior Byles have made money from that particular song? So, was he the song? Was he the songwriter of that song?
As,
Do we know that?
as far as I'm aware, he is a songwriter, but I think it was split, because he recorded with Lee Perry, He did a lot of recording with Lee Perry. You know, the Versatiles, as Big Stone said, they recorded Studio One and other various, because Jamaica had a lot of independent producers. In other words, a man have a little bit of money and he want to make a song. He hires a studio, hires a musician, and sometimes the money ran out, so the studio now became the owners of those songs because the man can't pay for his recording session. So you find a recording is owned by the studio, you know, and that gets sent. Sometimes the song titles are changed when they get abroad, because as you know, you can see one song with about 5 different. It's the same song but different titles.
Okay.
Yeah, and everybody's claiming a piece of it.
So it sounds like Junior Byles got caught in a web.
He did. You know, it's a sorry state. You know, and again, because he probably would have been paid for sessions. You know, he's performing live, so he's getting paid for that. So the business side was even probably on his mind. You know, all he knows, his song's being played, it's a hit, and he's not getting paid for it. And he might go to the producer like a Coxon. And Coxon might say, yeah, man, here's a little 10 pounds as it was then. Here's 10 pounds. And that's it. And as I said, that's how these producers keep you in poverty. So you have to come back to them as an artist if you want some money, you know? And that's what happens most of the time. You know? Yeah.
Well, let's come back to Big Stone, and Sharon will take over from here. Big Stone, we know that Junior Byles had lost his mind, you know. At what part of his life did that happen within his music career?
Well, it started...
And what could have triggered that off?
Well, it started many years ago. I spoke with his sister, who I'm very, very close to, Janet. And my reason for being so close to Janet, not that I'm knocking Sally or Vivine or Marcia or any other family member, but Janet has this personal love and closeness. She was the younger sister, and she had this personal, she was the one that chased me out the yard, or almost chased me out the yard. So I recognized this love that she had, and I asked her, I said, what happened to your brother? What happened to Junior Byles? And, you know, it's in the public space that Junior got sick because His Imperial Majesty died, and he took it to art and so on. And then it's also in the public space that Junior had 2 children, and the children mother was promiscuous and fled to the United States, and Junior didn't get a chance to see his children.
That's what I heard as well. Yeah.
I don't know for sure because I wasn't there.
Sure.
But I can say that if a man is not in touch with his children, then that more so than His Imperial Majesty's dying will have some form of effect personally on him. You understand where I'm coming from? So I'm saying that the possibility exists that because he didn't have his children close to him, and he loved his children, he ended up being the father of 4 children. It was 5 and 1 passed away, right? 3 girls now remain and a son. One is Camilla, the other one is Sherelle, the other one is Kristen, and his son name is Ricardo. And they were all presented at his funeral. Funny, the 10 years that I'm around Junior Byles, from 2016, 17, 18 on, I didn't see any of them. So it makes me wonder also if there was any closeness from the children.
Right.
That can help the healing process. If you're suffering from some conditions and you don't have that close knit, especially children around you. Then
can I ask you a question, Big Stone? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There's talk that because he was a fireman, that might have had a lot to do with the pressures of being a fireman. Do you know anything about that?
Yes, he was a fireman. That was something that Junior loved to do. He was also a mechanic.
Yes.
And that was something that he loved to do. But I don't think the wear and tear or the stringent training of being a fireman can affect one so emotionally,
Right.
to the point where he is not in his right mind.
Mm-hmm.
I think more or less, if I was to buy into any one of those, what you call it, sayings that's on the street, that is public knowledge, I would buy into the fact that his children meant so much to him.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
What I want to do is I want to play this clip because I think it's very important, and it made me ask why she had said what she said. But I'm going to play this clip, and then maybe we can discuss upon that. Bear with me 1 second. Let's play this clip right here.
The sister, as I said, his final years were spent in the love and care of his family.
Don't think bad of the family, because it's not true. People with his illness is hard to look after and it's hard to control.
3 of Junior Byles' daughters participated in the Thanksgiving service. Cheryl read the first Bible lesson. Kristen, who is shown there in full black, presented the eulogy, and Kamala did. Junior Byles' successful and promising career actually faded away after he slipped into mental illness and ended up struggling with it for most of his life.
So you heard what his sister had said, Big Stone. Has there been rumors on the street that his family were not there for him?
Yes, of course, but it is not true. Like I said, when I got there 10 years ago, it was Janet who confronted me and practically was barring me with her physical being, not to come into the yard to snatch up her brother and abuse her brother like so many others unscrupulous people. That person that you saw, that was Sally, one of his eldest sister speaking. And it's true. They were. I spoke with Junior Byles' father, Kenneth. They're on YouTube, Big Stone Television. You can go and see it. And Kenneth really had this. Kenneth Senior really had this love and respect and honor for his son, and would do anything for his son. So the family, as far as I know, from a sister perspective, not a children perspective, but a sister, they rally around Junior Byles, especially Janet and Vivian.
Right. You made a passionate plea on the day, and what's your name? Sharon will take over from here. Bear with me a second, because I've got to play this speech. It was a passionate speech by Big Stone himself.
It was compelling. That's the word.
ERB Radio Podcast.
What a blessing it is to celebrate the life of a true legend of Jamaica, Mr. Claude Sinclair. I would invite Claude Sinclair to come forward, please.
A very pleasant good morning to each and every one of you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming out to the funeral service of a true legend and an icon, Junior Thaddeus Byles, affectionately called worldwide Junior Byles. I had the opportunity of growing up as a little boy and listening to the great songs of Junior Byles. Songs like Beat Down Babylon, A Place Called Africa, Curly Locks, and the immortal Fade Away. And there's one more, Rasta No Pickpocket. That was the songs that motivated me and molded me into becoming this revolutionary that I am today. So I want to thank you, Junior Byles, for making me into the man that I have become. About 10 years ago, social media erupted, and I saw some videos on social media that belittled the legend and the icon.
Junior Byles, my singer. I grew up, I listen to you, man.
I think, Manatee again. You, Manatee.
You think around the vanity and no love for humanity that fade away. Fade away. The riches get richer every day. And the liquor that the poor man got shall be taken away. Do we hear what I say? Yeah, don't fade away.
Big tune.
So want to curly locks.
Curly locks,
Come on, curly locks, Mr. Byles.
We're gonna give 50, man.
Come on, man. $1,000 me give, $1,000 me give.
Hey, take out that little one. $1,000 I take it a while ago.
$1,000 me give.
No. Give me an next. $1,000 that, man.
$1,000 me give. Look on
How
it.
much money that? Whole for money that, you know.
Look
Give me
on
curly
that.
locks now.
Curly locks. So want to him get mad.
And I said to myself, I will oppose it. I will fight with the last strength in my body to give him the dignity that he deserved in life. So I want to thank the family, Vivian and Janet. When I went to 20 Delamere Avenue that morning, Janet actually blocked me from coming into the house. She said, what is the money I come about? Him is another one. And after she explained to me that many producers, many wannabes would come to the house and take away Junior Byles and take him to a duplex studio, and they would work him and give him only a few dollars, and they didn't even have the courtesy to take him back home. Janet and Vivian would have to go looking for this sometimes for days because they cannot find Junior. I am saddened because of those things. And I said, Junior, you are a living legend. You are a living icon. And you must be remembered and portrayed as such.
Junior, enough love, my brother. Yeah. And stay strong. You're still the best in my book. You have brought a lot of great joy to a lot of people. A lot of people have danced to your song, including me. Many dance all I dance to Fade Away. Right? And in years to come, we still will be dancing to Fade Away. So guess what? You are humanity, have no love for humanity. Shall what? Fade away.
It doesn't matter what illness bestowed a man. You cannot take away the greatness of the works that he did in life. You cannot take that away from him, and then when you see him on the street, you ridicule him and try to make fun of him. Mental issue is a problem in Jamaica that we have to straighten out. Mental issue, we must respect that, because if Junior Byles was given the attention 30-something years ago, when he started in this mental issue, would still have him here today, singing all the great songs and more. I want to thank Perry's Funeral Home. Mr. Perry, you're one of the greatest funeral directors. Because when I went over there, I said, I want one of your best hearse to carry Junior. He said, Big Stone, I just got the AMG 63 Mercedes Benz.
Other people, guess what, Big Stone there? Perry's Funeral Home. I want to tell you something. You see, Mr. Perry, you take him easy. Guess what him have? Him have the AMG 63. If it's not flowing, it's fake. Come take a look at the wagon that is going to carry international reggae superstar Junior Byles. Come and take a look, Baba.
Nobody was driving that before Junior Byles. And when I came there this morning, tears took my eyes because I saw the AMG 63 Mercedes-Benz with wings for the legend, the icon, the Honorable Babsy Grange. Mama, words cannot express the work that you did for not just Junior Byles, for many artists that gone on before. I consider you, Mama, one of the greatest cultural minister ever to do it. And I want you all to give a big round of applause for the minister, the Honorable Babsy Grange. Thank you. You were there for Junior Byles in life. And look at this magnificent glory. 2 days we're at the Randy William Entertainment, the Louis Bennett Center, to celebrate the life of a true living legend. The opposition leader, Mr. Margolin. When we call upon you, sir, to pay your respect to to Junior Byles. You did not hesitate, sir. You came to Original Dancehall Thursday. Big up my friend O'Neill Famous. And you not only presented a Lifetime Achievement Award to Junior, but you dig in your pocket, sir, and you made a donation of $50,000. I made a donation of $50,000, and then the crew in the place made their donation. Today, I am sad to know that I will never get a chance to see Chubby. I will never get a chance to go by him and sometimes bring him a bottle of Pepsi because that's what he likes. But thank you, family members, for giving me the opportunity to be amongst. I didn't get a chance to be with Bob Marley and Peter Tosh, Bunny Wailer, and all the other greats that have gone before. But I got an opportunity to be in the presence of Junior Byles. I will cherish that to the rest of my life. There's a lady all the way from Grand Cayman, where she is. Her name is Vivia. She came all the way to Junior Byles' funeral. There's also another lady by the name of Eva Mahoney Brown who came all the way from the Bronx for Junior Byles' funeral. And I know people watching worldwide. The Alvin Williams, the Boswell Moody's and so on. Thank you so much, Junior, for making me a different person. And I double salute you, Mr. Byles. I double salute you, sir. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Point, he lived in the streets where he some.
You're muted.
My apologies. I salute you, Big Stone. I really do.
Honestly, I do, because I had already watched this when this was happening. And Big Stone, truly compelling. Truly compelling, because as much as you were talking about Junior Byles, I loved the fact that you stressed on the mental illness in Jamaica. You were able to drop that in there. It wasn't just about him. It was Jamaica has to recognize it's a real thing.
Absolutely.
It's a real thing. And you were able, and like you said, we're gonna have to do something about it. Because this didn't even have to be, but I don't want to say big up to was it Perry's funeral home, who was so accommodating and just, he got his just rewards. And you are paramount in this. It's because of you. Yes, the family was there, but you pushed hard, and you've been pushing hard. Now, something the sister said, and something you said too, it wasn't like the family wasn't there for Junior Byles. However, depending on the level of mental illness that one is going through, it can be a difficult thing, because they can be very combatant.
Traumatic.
Very combatant. You're trying to help them and they will fight you.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And that's the thing. So I think that if his situation was controlled, like with proper medication, they probably would have been able to handle him better. But you cannot, they can be very combatant, violent if that. And I'm not saying that he was.
And what it is to, sorry, Sharon, is the fact that many folks who suffer from a mental illness don't even realize that they have a mental illness. So convincing them and so they have an insight into their illness is doubly difficult. It's hard,
difficult.
So to again, as you're saying, I commend Big Stone, because this has been in Jamaican society since I was a little boy, the madman down the road, the man. But the fact of the matter is, mental illness can happen to anybody. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank, whether you're a doctor, lawyer, whoever you are, it can happen to you. Anybody, your next door neighbor, your mother, your father, it can happen to anyone. And as you say, it's about time the government, the Jamaican government, recognize and do something about it, rather than the stigma that's attached to having a mental illness. And I know it's a educational thing. It needs folks need to be educated about what mental illness is.
Yeah.
Also, another big thing that Big Stone said was actually 10 Star asked the question, what was the triggers? There's so many triggers that can put you in a catatonic state. You don't even know who you are. And in this case, I guess it was his children, as you said, whatever was going on with the child's mother. It can, if you love your children like that, he 4 children that he's got. You said that he had 4 children. I'm saying that you took that away from him. You took that away from him. That may have saved his life, but it was taken away from him. Like everything else, you then begin to acknowledge the fact that you are being taken advantage of. You're with somebody who's promiscuous. You're being taken advantage of. You can snap.
Yeah.
There's so many different triggers.
Absolutely.
The shame of it is the fact that this man, all right, for instance, a song like Fade Away, the words are deep, cut deep. The words cut deep. That is an anthem for what's going on today. That is an anthem. Curly locks, all these.
Emotional.
They're very emotional.
Yeah.
So if I'm correct, I believe this man wrote these words. So you have to now start looking into the words. That was somebody who was feeling all that emotion, that he was able to express himself in that way. And while doing this was going through bouts of mental illness.
Yeah.
It's real deep.
And the thing about those lyrics, you know, many of us can relate to those lyrics, those words, you know. I must say, when I saw those people exploiting him, you know, that was so annoying. My gosh, that was so, it's sad, you know. That opportunity, these people are just opportunists, you know.
And you notice, Norman, when you walked away, because they gave him only $100.
Yeah.
The reason why I know they only gave him $100, the guy that was with the camera, he said, I gave you $50. Right? And then he looked at the money, he was stupid. And then when you walked away, she said, "I'm mad."
Yeah.
That was her last words. "I'm mad."
Yeah.
You understand? So that really, you know, watching that.
So no respect whatsoever.
And it brought me to tears to know that.
Yeah, man, I saw
a man
that.
of his stature, come on. You know, Junior Byles, you know what it is? Junior Byles is the disciple of reggae. We have Bob Marley as the king. We have Emmanuel Brown as the prince. Junior Byles is the disciple of reggae. Look at his songs. Listen to those prophetic songs.
Yeah.
Well, while that was playing, I did some research, and Beat Down Babylon was actually written by Junior Byles, Lee Perry, and a gentleman named George Michael. And the song is being published by about 4 publishers. Seemed like all of them based right here in London. So somebody's collecting his royalties. That's for sure.
I'm also disputing the amount of people who may have had an input in that particular song itself.
Well, that's what usually happens, you know. As I said, because the songwriter is not there to know much about the business side of it. You know, he gets ripped off. I mean, we have many of our artists dying in poverty, you know, dying that family can't even bury them, and the songs are making millions for people.
Millions. You know as well as I do, Norman.
Case in point, Rivers of Babylon, written by the Melodians.
There you go.
You know, and that made millions. So one unscrupulous producer who remixed it and recorded it as Boney M on the Boney M's, and he was claiming 50% of something that was written 20 years before he was even around.
Right.
You know, and anyway, that's a case in point. But it just goes to show, you know,
Big Stone,
that's what's happening.
Can you tell me about Babsy Grange? Tell me, because I follow her as well, but she, as a cultural, what is her title again?
Minister.
She's the Minister of Gender, Culture, Entertainment, and Sports.
She has done so much. You always see her little face come in, just seems like a beautiful soul. Tell me what her input was in this.
Okay. And not just Junior Byles.
Yes, I know.
I began to pay very close attention to Babsy when she actually was instrumental in burying Frankie Paul. Frankie Paul, looking an icon.
Yes.
A legend.
Yes.
A songwriter.
Yes.
A genius as Frankie Paul. And there was no money to bury him. You know, Powerhouse Record George Pang was instrumental in financing, along with Babsy Grange, in burying, in burying Frankie Paul. And the list goes on there. Eddie Fitzroy, Ernest Wilson, Gully Bop. I'm gonna tell the world this, and I've never spoken this in public before. So this is an exclusive for CRD, and you'll only hear it here. Gully Bop. The night that we had the setup for Gully Bop, the families had the funeral set, the church set, the pastor to preach at the church set. When I got to the funeral, at about, not the funeral, the setup, at about 11 o'clock in the night, believe you me, 11 o'clock in the night, one of the organizers, my friend, his name is Wayne Thomas, he pulled me aside and said, Big Stone, we do not have a church for Junior Byles. I said, what do you mean? We don't have a church. The funeral is tomorrow. What are you talking about? We don't have a church. He said, we don't even have a pastor either. I said, what are you talking about? Everything is set. We're going up to Western to bury and use the church up there. He says, at the last minute, based on who Gully Bop was, because he was very foul with his mouth and cuss everybody and dog everybody and everything. They backed out at the last minute. The members of the congregation says they don't want to have anything to do with this crack smoking, bad word cussing artist. And he backed out at the last minute. And we got on the phone 11:30 at night, sending messages to the Honorable Babsy Grange. And by 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, we got a confirmation that the Louise Bennett Center for Entertainment will be the church to church. You can't but love this woman. You can't but love this woman. Remember, we're talking about in the night. She's supposed to be in her bed. And yet she took the time out to make sure that Gully Bop was dignified. Nobody knew that. The world didn't know that until now. We had a problem also in getting a pastor. Remember, the pastor the day before charged over $70,000 for his service. Yes, out at the last minute. I had to get on my phone 7 o'clock in the morning and call at least 3 different pastors till I got through to Pastor Carol Witter. And she said, Big Stone, I cannot let you down. So you'll see Carol Witter, a woman, officiating at Gully Bop's funeral. So those are the reasons why I give so much accolades to Babsy. I can tell you this too. About 7 weeks ago, Junior Byles took deathly ill at about 3 o'clock in the morning. They need an ambulance to move Junior Byles from 20 Delamere Avenue to the Kingston Public Hospital. There was no ambulance available at the hospital at that time. And if you want a private ambulance, you're going to have at least $40,000 to $50,000. So here me go again, calling upon the Honorable Babsy Grange to work some miracles. And miracles she did. In another half an hour, by half an hour, Junior Byles had an ambulance at his house, taken from his home all the way to the Kingston Public Hospital. So I have to double salute, the Honorable Babs for those justice. And the list goes on and on. We were able to use the Louise Bennett Center twice. It's a pretty penny to rent these venues and to decorate them and so on. And all the panel, and we got it for the send-off, which was the Saturday, and we got it also for the funeral, which was the Monday. So the 14th and the 16th, all had to do with the Honorable Minister, Babs Grange.
Yeah, man. We salute her. We salute her.
Salute her.
Absolutely. She's a giant. Yeah.
Wow. We have to salute you for all the works you do, because, every time I've seen you out there on the streets in Jamaica, you go over and aboard the call of duty every single time. And we can't but salute you,
Like I say, 10 Star. I grew up very poor. I went to school barefooted. I didn't wear my first underwear until I was 10 years old. I didn't stop wetting bed until I was 12 years old. I understand poverty. I understand what it is to go to bed late at night with just a piece of bread. I have to be there eating the bread and drinking the chocolate tea. And in the middle of sleep, I am going back and forth. And painful that is. Right. So because I endured these pains, and I've been moved to the United States in 1980 and start living a luxurious lifestyle, right? A luxurious lifestyle. I said to myself, with the amount of knowledge that I have, I don't have the money. I'm not financially able, right? But the knowledge that I have, I can use this knowledge to ease the pain from my people.
Right.
Many a times Norman Gentles assisted. You yourself, 10 Star, assisted me on the journey. So it was never about Big Stone alone. It was always the team that makes the dream work.
Yeah.
That's why I big up people like Muta Baruka, who was there before I started the journey 10 years ago with Junior Byles. So big up to Muta Baruka. People like China Smith. Right, and the Bingestra, big up Earl, who was there, right? People like Niney, the Observer, those people were there. Bridget Anderson, those people were there. Kaboo from IRFM, those people were there, and the list goes on and on. We started a GoFundMe for Junior. It raised over $15,000. Those people are instrumental also in helping to take care of Junior. So as much as you guys give me all the accolades, and I accept the love that you showed me, it wasn't about me. A lot of people did their work. The Marine Welter, Gutsmore, she did tremendous job in helping Junior Byles to survive.
Big up Maury.
Pampers, sometimes we need ensures, sometimes we need a little this, that. We have to pick up Rose, his caretaker. For 10 years, Rose had to bathe him because sometimes he defecate on himself. He doesn't know what happened. He urinate on himself, and Rose has to wash him off. Sometimes Janet did it. Sometimes Vivian did it. I don't know if any of his children did that, but I know for sure that his sisters did all that. And as Sharon says, it takes a lot of work to take care of a person who's not too righted up here.
Yeah.
Janet tell me that one day he was very upset, and Junior Byles get a piece of wood and just start to mash out every window in the house. You understand? So, what do you do when you're confronted now as Janet's short in stature and frail? You understand? She had to stand up to her brother and make sure she take care of her brother. You understand where I'm coming from? So, it's not about me, like I said. It's about the team that makes the dream work.
And once
But
again,
you're there to steer the boat, Big Stone, which is a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're in the boat with you, but we need someone to steer the boat, which you bring the attention, to the situation. You know what I mean? Which is
I think it's a wonderful thing when we hear these great stories of people who get involved, You know, like Big Stone just mentioned Maureen Welters, I think her name is Welters. Yeah, Maureen Welters, who also played a part. You know, we have to congratulate these people for a job well done, because it's not, you know, many people are under the assumption that it's only when people pass away that people want to muck in, but we've had people on the ground while he was still alive.
Yeah.
Do that
Yvonne
difficult job.
Sterling, I remember the story
Of
which,
Yvonne Sterling as well,
that
yes.
really touched me so much when I saw
Yes.
Case in point.
the flood that was happening at the time, and this poor lady. I mean, as a lady who I remember interviewing many years ago for the Gleaner, and a forgotten artist, even though another case in point, you know, people were still collecting her royalties, and she's in poverty, and Big Stone highlighted her plight. You
Yes,
know,
it
as
did.
long as little Lenny was there as well.
Yes.
You know,
Richie
and
Stevens and so on.
Richie Stevens, when I saw that, you know, to actually see a woman actually drowning, you know, and to be taken out of that situation and placed so she can have a bit of dignity. You know, unfortunately, she passed, you know, soon after
3
that.
months,
But at
about
least,
3 months after.
yeah. But
3
because
months
of
after.
that what you did there, you know, the kindness that you showed, you know, and the care as well. You know, you really brought a bit of energy to her, you know, and I saw that, you know.
Well, they called me in a 10-star, called me the Energizer Bunny, you know what I mean? You called me that too. It's just the fact that I get so much joy in helping someone. I live for the sake of others. It makes me happy to know that someone is eating and I'm hungry. I'm even, my belly is full. And I'm a sick man, as you all know. I'm suffering from
well,
stage
even
4
that as well.
prostate
Yeah,
cancer.
absolutely.
You know, I had an heart condition when I was helping people like Ernest Wilson.
That's right.
Yvonne Sterling, I had congestive heart failure.
Yeah.
You know, recently I helped a man by the name of George Williams. Right, he was this man that was incarcerated in prison for 50 years without being charged with a crime.
Wow.
Right,
Yeah.
and they just throw him into the prison, and guess what happened? Because he didn't have the right family behind him, he was just lost in the system.
Forgotten, yeah.
Right. So I
Totally
reached
forgotten.
out to the family,
Yeah.
brought him some money, brought him some healthcare and some things and so on. And
Yeah.
trust me, the rest is history. They awarded him $6 million. And I said, that
Wow.
$6 million.
$6 million.
I mean,
Year?
in the bucket. And the family took it back to court. And now I'm very happy to say that the Supreme Court of Jamaica has awarded George Williams with $120 million.
That's right.
Which is still a drop in the bucket.
Yeah,
But
because
at
50
least
years of
ease some
someone's
the
life.
pain.
My goodness.
Yeah, that will at least ease some of the pain and to help to make his life a little bit easier.
So how is he mentally? How is he mentally?
He's
Stone?
gone. He's gone. Sometime when if you look at the video, you can go
gosh.
back on Big Stone Television and saw 4 years ago when I went looking for George Williams. He's like, when you're talking to him, he's like incoherent. You know, when he talks with a stutter, and he's not really understanding, because remember, he went in there when he was 20 years old.
Oh God.
Wow.
You understand?
Wow. And what was he charged for? What was he charged for, Stone?
He wasn't charged. He was suspected of murder.
And he wasn't charged, and he was
he wasn't charged.
Years?
He wasn't charged.
My God.
He was suspected of murder, and the system somehow he fell through the cracks. And it's not just him. There was a man by the name of Noel Chambers who died at 80 or 81 years old. You know how they found Noel Chambers? It was because of George William case. They went searching through the cells, and they went into an area where Noel Chambers was. They saw him spread out. Rat was eating him. Roach was eating him, and all kinds of inhumane defecation and feces and all that. So the prison system need to be revamped again. We need to fix the prison system.
Wow.
I also think we need to revisit this topic of mental health. You know, it has to be spoken about. You know, so that we can raise the awareness, so it's no longer this thing that we all detach ourselves from and have nothing to do with. We all can play a part in making somebody's life that little bit easier, I come from an era in time, whereby, especially back in the 70s, we lived in a community. The community was we all were together. If one person was going through a situation, we all went through it and we all tried to get them out of it. There was a brotherhood, sisterhood. We need to get back to that, But we're coming to near the end of the show. But Big Stone mentioned something about what's her name? Bear with me a second. You mentioned to me about you being asked to officiate the funeral service of Leroy Gibbons. Tell us about it.
Okay, well, we did such a remarkable job, and I say we, and I want the world to know that. Everyone who played their part, from the artists who came out to perform, we all did a beautiful job in making sure we dignified Junior Byles, not just in life, but also in death. And we went up and beyond the call of duty to make sure Junior traveled in the AMG 63 Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon.
Where I say?
I mean, so the family of Leroy Gibbons saw all that, and they contacted O'Neill Famous from Original Dancehall Thursday. O'Neill Famous know of my mission because he's been there when he gave Junior Byles a Lifetime Achievement Award. I initiated that. He also gave Beverly Kelso a Lifetime Achievement Award. I initiated that. He also gave Jerry Matthias a Lifetime Achievement Award, the sole surviving Maytals. I initiated that as well. So he knows of the work that I have been doing, I have done, and so on and so forth. So when they reached out to O'Neill reached out to me, then introduced me to the family. Elaine, his sister in Canada, and Elaine and Christine Jackson. That's another great woman, Christine Jackson. She said, Big Stone, I want you guys to grab the bull by the horn and make sure that Leroy Gibbons, because the first thing she said to me, she said, Big Stone, I want you to clear to the public that his name is not Leroy Gibbons. That's Monica. His right name is Leroy Gibbons. And also, Big Stone, I want you to tell the world that he is not 74 years old. He was born the 18th of September, 1955, which means the 18th of September, 2025, he would have been 70 years old.
Right.
So we just want the world to know that Leroy Gibbons is not 74, as you see in the press, and his correct name is Leroy Gibbons. But
Gibbons. Okay, without the S.
So what we did was this past Thursday, Original Dancehall Thursday, we had a wonderful night.
That was brilliant.
And let me tell you something. George Nooks came and tore the place down.
Wow.
Awesome.
Urban came and tore the place down. Cutty Ranks came and tore the place down. I'm telling you, I have to big up Original Dancehall Thursday and Original.
Peter Metro and the crew.
Peter Metro and Major Macro.
O'Neill Famous,
And watch this. They cooked for hundreds of people. And I thought that somebody in the kitchen was Jesus because the food keep coming. The quality of the food was...
Jesus was definitely there.
Yes. 5 loaves.
One loaf of bread, eh?
Yeah. And the food was excellent. So we have to applaud O'Neill Famous. He did a remarkable job in making sure. So we did an excellent job. So now we're in the preparatory stage of tomorrow, Monday. We're going back down to Paris and we're going to, with the family, my brethren, Cecil, big up yourself, Cecil Gibbon, that is the brother of Leroy. Myself and O'Neill, we're going to Paris Funeral Home. We're going to look at the package, type of casket, etc., etc. We're going to invite the family via WhatsApp, FaceTalk, because I don't do nothing unless the family right, leads me. We know what I do is I make suggestions, and the family, if they love it, they buy into it. If not, it's their choice. It's their next of kin. It's their family member. They hold the rights to do whatever they want to do with their family member. But they say, Big Stone, you did a pretty good job, you and the team that you work with, and we leave that up to you. And we're now in the process of also asking the leader of the opposition to bring tributes, asking the minister, the Honorable Babs Grange, to bring tributes. We're also asking to use, once again, the Louise Bennett Entertainment Center. It has partially become the place where celebrities, because Max Romeo recently was there.
Okay.
And you should just see how JCDC, the minister, they just did a remarkable job. This big tent was there, and the staging and the lighting and the sound, all those were donated by the minister. And it has fastly become the place to even Gullibab, like I said, was there. It has fastly becoming the place to hold funeral service for all celebrities.
Yeah.
Well,
big up the Stone, man.
Big up Big Stone, but let me say this. Let me say this, because I don't want it to get lost in the source. Anyone watching, please know and understand. You see, Big Stone is going through his own personal health journey.
I lie you, I tell.
Own personal health journey. He was diagnosed with stage 4 prostate cancer, if I'm correct. But look at what this man is. Selflessly, he still is helping others. To bring back their dignity. You can't make that up. All who really know Big Stone know what his own struggles are, but look what he's doing. He continues to be, Big Stone as much, yes, the team and all involved is wonderful, but you know that you are the catalyst.
Indeed.
You are the catalyst, sir.
Indeed.
And from once you get involved, everybody wants to get involved because
we have to get the job done, Sharon.
Yes.
It must be done.
It has to be done.
It has to be done in such a way that the world is in awe, because we did it purposely to make sure that this little man that you saw, those people in the car ridiculing, they were ridiculing him. You know what I mean? What is a madman?
They don't understand. Yeah, they don't
because
understand.
They saw what we ought to have done mostly in life, demonstrated in death. You understand? And that is what I say.
And while we're commending folks, right? We gotta commend 10 Star for the platform, and we know you're also going through some stuff, which is not the place to discuss it. But we thank you for this platform. We thank you for what you've been doing. For over the last how many years you've been doing this, from starting out as a running your own radio station to where you are right now. We salute you. Because not many people have the guts to do it, and care enough, for their own people, to actually bring it to the fore. And we salute you for that. I personally salute you. I would take my hat off, but me have bald head. I'm not show my bald head right now.
No, you do.
Okay. All right. Bless up yourself, man. So, but before, just one more thing. I just had a text from someone asking me, what is the difference between performance and mechanical royalties? So can I quickly just break it down?
Yes, please do. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So
as a matter of fact, I want to suggest we do a show about all that.
Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. Okay. So quickly, in its simplest terms, performance royalties are they're earned whenever a song is performed in the public. So this doesn't just include live performance in the literal sense. It also means performance of a song recording, such as if it's played on the broadcast, internet radio, over sound system in a bar, a gym, or streamed over a digital service. Places like Spotify. Other ways you can earn performance royalties, you can TV placements in adverts, restaurants, elevators, that happens. That's where you get your performance royalties. Mechanical royalties now, they're earned by the reproduction of a song, for example, in a physical form, whether it be a CD or digital when it's on platforms such as Spotify, YouTube. Those are mechanical royalties are earned that way. Yeah, that's the physical or digital reproduction of a piece of music. So. And it also includes digital download, CDs, vinyl record, as well as I said before, online streaming. So yeah, that is in a nutshell. That's what's the difference between performance and mechanical royalties. All right.
Yeah.
So that it is. There you go. Bless you.
Again, Mr. Gentiles.
Gentles.
Norman Gentles. Let me get that right.
Gentles.
You have to come back. I'm not even trying to, even if me have to call you myself, I have your number too. Don't forget that. No call you.
All right. I'm here.
You know, he was supposed to come on a couple of weeks ago, but had to cancel due to health issues and them changes. So, but we're going to bring him back because he's a wealth of knowledge, especially for musicians and artists who are looking for the knowledge. And we realize many artists and musicians are lacking the knowledge, which is why they are being stifled in the industry. So we want to bring that knowledge to you via the man himself, Norman Gentles, so we're going to have that conversation about it. So continue, Sharon.
Yes. But I want to come back to Big Stone. We share the same birth sign. Did your birthday pass already or is it coming?
My birthday is July 3rd.
See there?
Well,
see there? Yes, he is. I didn't forget who he was. I didn't forget who this man was. That is why I'm saying what I'm saying. But Big Stone, I want to thank you so much for everything that you do. You're an inspiration.
Yeah.
You are an inspiration, but I know your heart and I know your soul. And you don't do this for the glory. The satisfaction is knowing that you were able to extend that hand to help someone without a voice, someone without any backing.
Yeah.
You have been instrumental over the years in these things. And it was never for the glory. I know who you are and I see you for who you are. The simple fact that you were born under the sign as me and 10 Star, because our birthdays are like a day or two apart. We are the same.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
We are the same sign. So that being said, continue your journey, because if I told you you not look good, you look good. Despite everything what's going on, you look good.
And can I say this? A few days ago, I went to Apex and I did a CT scan because when I was first diagnosed with prostate cancer, I went there and they were the one that found out that it has metastasized, which means it has spread from my prostate to other parts of my body.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back a few days ago and I did the test. This afternoon at 3:30, I have an appointment with my urologist, Mr. Dr. Reed, and he's going to read what is on the disc. So I'm hoping that there's some remission. I'm not hoping that there's any spread. But just in case, I am a man, I'm willing to grab the bull by the horn and fight until the last breath in my body. Don't tell me about what Big Stone. Think about your health first, and I understand your care and so on. But trust me, if I stay home and lie in bed, I am going to die faster. And if I am going to die, let me die on the battlefield, fighting the struggles with my people.
I truly believe that's what keeps us going. Just being on, doing what you do, and doing what we do keeps us alive.
Because right now I'm experiencing pain, as you know. You don't even know. I had to take 2 500 tablets to ease the pain because I'm feeling pain in my hip and my knee.
Same.
So in order to do this broadcast, I had was to take 2 tablets about an hour and something ago to help ease the pain. But with the adrenaline flowing, I ain't feeling no pain.
Amen.
The work has to be done.
Amen.
You don't want nobody feel sorry for me. Just call me and say, Big Stone, there's work to be done. Like my Bridget Ted Star said, Big Stone, yeah, there's work to be done. We have work to do. And Norman Gentle said the same thing. And Sharon, I am ready to work. See, I'm working on Leroy Gibbons' funeral. There's work to be done.
There is.
Thank you so much, guys, for singling me out from a great team, like I said, and to be the spokesperson for a great team. I hope I didn't leave anybody out, but we all got together as a great team, and we got the job done. It cannot. I remember as a young policeman, it says, a chain is as strong as its weakest link, esprit corps. Now, if you have this chain and the clasp of the chain is supposed to be the most expensive part of the chain.
Yeah.
When you take a stock, every part of the chain is just as important. Any link that you lose from the chain, you can lose the entire chain itself. You understand? So everybody that played a part, along with Juna Byles, Yvonne Stern, and Ernest Wilson, Gully Bap, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. I salute them for their work. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to work alongside the great people of a 10 Star and a Sharon Mango, and of course my friend Norman Gentles. It's an honor. The little country boy where grew up in a Edfield St. Mary, I licked head with them giants. Yeah, me feel good about it.
See it, yeah.
Just like this little country boy we come from Shudley, Manchester.
Yeah.
Mars Bertram's son. Can I just big up Little Minty? Bless up yourself, Little Minty, and Sparky Melody. Bless up yourselves, man. Great people. Yes. Bless up yourselves.
And thanks to all the fans that gave, from time to time I notice 10 Star interject some of the things that these fans are saying. We really appreciate you. What we do and the success of what we do comes from you. DJ Maestro, big up yourself. Marine Welters, big up yourself. Pinty, big up yourself. Those are some of the things that I see on the screen. I want to big up everybody for taking their time out. And make sure, in order for this to work, you have to share this video. So please share it. Share it to a friend. And once you share this, all the knowledge that we have imparted to you, it will also be imparted to others.
Now, Norman doesn't know this, but he did tell me in my cranium, right? He said he was going to use his guitar and sing a happy birthday to Sharon.
Oh my God, you guys!
I want the guitar there. I want the guitar there.
Acapella. I'm gonna do an acapella because my guitar, I just busted one of the string. Just
oh, whoa. All right. We'll let you get away with the acapella.
We can all sing together.
No, all right. We'll let you out.
But anyway, but I listen. I've got a new song coming out, right? Because I'm now deemed a gospel artist, right? And, I have a song coming out soon called "His Name Is Jesus." So I want you guys to check it out. But in the meantime, I'm going to sing "Happy Birthday" to Sharon. So, Big Stone, you ready? Clear up your voice, the throat, and everything.
I'm ready.
You ready? Happy birthday to you. Blessed birthday to you. Blessed birthday,
Sharon Mango.
Blessed birthday to you.
One more year, pandem.
That's it.
One more year, pandem.
Happy birthday, my friend.
Yes.
May you live to see many more, and thank you for doing what you're doing, girl. You're a giant among our stones.
Thank you guys so much, and I want to thank all those watching that said happy birthday. I so appreciate it, DJ Maestro, my whole brother, and is it Maureen? It's Maureen, right? Maureen Welter, thank you so much. Little Minty, thank you so much. Sparky, I love my Sparky melody. Thank you so much for the birthday blessings and all who I didn't catch. Thank you, guys. It was truly an honor to do this, even on my birthday, because this was very important.
Yes, indeed.
The message and everything was very important, birthday or not, to get up, because Big Stone, you are the man.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
are the man.
A wonderful time talking about Junior Byles. And please remember, never ever let him fade away.
No chance, Big Stone.
In your hearts, and he was just a phenomenal human being.
He was
a wonderful time. But once in my life, to spend some time with a really true living legend and an icon. And that I would cherish that to the rest of my life.
Yeah. Don't get no better, Big Stone.
I think a tribute song needs to be done in his honor, you know? That would be great.
A tribute song?
A tribute song to Junior Byles. That would be great.
Yeah, of course.
But there has been a remix recently, there has been a remix. Not Fade Away. I think Protege has done that. So you need to check that out. There is a remix out there of Fade Away. Yeah. Right. So check it out. All right.
Well, I'll tell you what, we are going to get out of here. Big Stone, love you like life.
Blessings.
Same thing, Norman.
Yeah, man, bless up yourself.
Sharon, I love you like cooked food. Before you go anywhere, before anybody goes away, I want to do this for Sharon. Bear with me 1 second. Let's just do this.
Walk it.
And make sure you don't eat too much rum cake and drunk.
Thank you. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've just made no plans.
Sharon, if you were near, I could give you some of this.
Listen, now make me show off my big buckle. I have a big one.
See that?
I have a big one.
I'm going to have a little one for you, yeah?
Yes, have a little sweet for me. Yes, man.
God bless you. Listen, we're going to get out of here. We're going to be back here next week, Saturday, and we are going to be going all the way down to Kenya to a super roots rock reggae artist. And he is absolutely phenomenal. So join us next week, Saturday, same time, 4 p.m. GMT time. If you're in Jamaica, it's going to be 10 a.m. And if you're in New York, it's 11 a.m. Sharon, you have the last say before we come on.
Again, thank you to all for the birthday blessings. Thank you to our guests, Big Stone and Norman Gentles. And please like, subscribe, and share. Please like, subscribe, and share. Please like, subscribe, and share for more intimate conversations with amazing people like Big Stone, because nobody else can get him like that. We can call him, but nobody else can get him like that. So it's very important to like, subscribe, and share. And you see the one Norman Gentles, no, you can't get him like that. You have to go through me. Like, subscribe, and share. That's it. You want the good knowledge? Listen, you get people like these two greats.
And I'm willing to share. That's a good thing.
And he will share.
Absolutely. We don't hold knowledge for ourselves. It's for everybody.
Yes, that's right. So blessings to all. Thank you so much. This is a phenomenal show. Again, Big Stone, thank you. Norman, thank you for all that
Thank
you
you for
do.
having me. Thank you.
Yeah, it was amazing. Thank you guys so much. 10 Star, thank you for the blessings. We're still celebrating. So
Oh yeah, I've got another 3 weeks of celebration.
another couple of weeks because we have to celebrate. Big Store wanna come up on the 3rd. Yeah, we doing it.
All right, so we're going to get out of here, people. God bless, and we will be here next week, Saturday, same time. I want to bless up each and everyone who logged in, Minty, DJ Maestro, Sparky, everybody, Maureen Welters. We salute you for the great work she did in Jamaica with, what's his name? Oh, Jesus.
Junior Byles?
Junior Byles, sorry. I had a moment there.
See now, moment.
And it's not just Junior Byles alone, many others.
Many others.
Many
Yes,
others.
yes.
All right. So we're gone till next week, Saturday. Well, all I can say is slide.